Money, 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 make it funny in a rich man world. As you can see behind me, loads and loads of money, but it's kind of in a weird currency, isn't it? I'm pretty sure you probably not or not even seen it before. So let me introduce to you. It's a Vietnamese currency with the value dong, D-O-N-G. As you can see, got variety of color and of course currency value. And the topic, as you're guessing right now, that I'm gonna talk today is gonna be about Vietnamese where to exchange money because Vietnamese currency look different with a different value and how will you get the best deal from exchange your currency to Vietnamese currency when visit Vietnam. So tourists visiting Vietnam love to joke about walking away from the money changers as instant millionaires. You know, instant millionaires, just like instant noodles. It means easy and instantly and like rapidly, like tick tick, and then it's called instant millionaire. Some people not really understand why and how that happened. So the Vietnamese dong, you can, in short, it's gonna be VN stand for Vietnam and D stand for dong. So VND is Vietnamese dong. It's the Vietnam's official currency. I mean official. You can't find any like different currency being used in Vietnam for Vietnamese people. Of course, we still accept it like USD or GBP. And Vietnamese come in polymerized note with multiple zeros. It's a bit weird and strange, but Vietnamese don't got so many zero behind it. So you need to be really careful about those zero because it will make a huge differences. So the VND 10,000, yes, 10,000, surprisingly is the smallest bill you find on the street these days. 10,000 dongs, probably not even £1 yet. Coins, coins, the actual coins, Vietnamese got coins as well. So coins as low as VND 2,000 dong. It mean 2,000 dong. It mean like not even 50 pen yet. That is the smallest one. And the highest will be VND 500,000. It means the actual note, the highest value that we produce is 500,000 dong. It's probably about £15. And as the present rate exchange right now is about, it's a very different day to day basis, but it currently about one Vietnamese dong is about, no, one USD dollar is about 30 Vietnamese dong. 30,000, yeah, 30,000 Vietnamese dong. So with 30,000 Vietnamese dong, it means probably £1 in the UK. So you can buy a bread, a load of bread, or an apple pie in McDonald's, an ice cream like Mark ice cream in McDonald's. So £30,000 is 10,000 pounds, the smaller one. So getting a crisp or on those zeros can be challenging. Like it's kind of annoying because so many zeros, so it's really challenging. Some of the tourists may struggle for the first time when visit Vietnam because it doesn't mean anything. And the real problem they struggle here is it sound a lot, like it sound huge, but it actually means like literally like nothing. So with a little time and practice, in order to make the buying and spending Vietnamese dong easier, will help the visitor come to Vietnam more comfortable and more less stressful when going out and bargaining, like actual bargaining with the street dealer. And in order to understand all the currency value that you hold in your hand and talk in Vietnamese to a street dealer on the other hand. So basically you face two challenges, one is currency problem and the other is language problem. So where to change your money? I mean, you always bring like USD in Vietnam, GBP in Vietnam, but you don't know how to actually use it on the street because street dealer probably don't accept it, market store don't accept it. So majority currency in Vietnam can be exchanged practically, I mean, everywhere in Vietnam. But the thing is, not all exchange facilities are created equal. I mean, they may charge you with different rate, and there are loads of biases. Like some may charge you some different handling fee or something like that. For example, banks and airport money changers can change your money at higher cost relatively to a jewelry shop. I mean, Vietnamese jewelry shop very popular, especially in our capital, Hanoi on Quarter Street. So we got the whole street just sell jewelry, and just so you know, all of them, like most of them, like literally do money exchange because they are the like their shop is facing the street, like quite busy street, so they do that as their second business like thing. So they exchange money for a little fee. So it pays to ask around before trading your currency like dollar or GBP, pound for dong, Vietnamese dong. Because different people got different rule about how they handle the money exchange, and mostly you probably lose about $5 to $10. That is the latest, like the little, not not worth to mention, but some charge a lot, like $200 can be. So the government Vietnam bank called Vietcombank, the green logo, exchange dong for like we accept US dollar, euros, British pounds, Japan yen, Thai baht, Singapore dollars. So popular majority of country tourists visit Vietnam are those countries. So the bank are willing and happy to exchange for you. And the banks in major city like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City will let you change foreign currency and most traveler check. I'm not sure these days people still use traveler checks. Some people find it very safe because it requires signature and stuff, but some is think it's old fashioned and cost you loads of time to withdraw money in and out. But most of bank in Vietnam is still doing it, so no worry about that. However, you'll be charged a commission rate of between 0.5 to 2% for the bank withdrawal or the note later. So what's the tips? The tips is always bring new note. Any damage or dirty note will be charged an additional 2% of the note's face value. I think they just in theory, because nothing can be like as too dirty or too damaged to be used. But just watch out, you never know. That's just a little tips that I give you. And the hotels, yeah, every hotel in Vietnam kind of operate in the same way. But there of course a difference in large like 5-star hotel to the lowest one star or even 0 star, just bed and breakfast. So the rate can be competitive, depends on different factors, but mostly the smaller hotel like those in Old Quarter Street in Hanoi, or the bed and breakfast one, might tack on additional fee for services because they are run small business, and if you exchange a large huge amount of currency to them, well, where they get the money from to give you back, so they need to go to another shop. So in order to do that, they may charge you additional fee. If you're desperate to exchange at them, they're happy to do it for you, they're willing, they unconditionally do it for you, but they need to charge you a little bit more than the big one. So of course the big hotel or restaurant got their facility to exchange for you right away anyway, so that kind of advantage and disadvantage you may have. And back to the gold jewelry shop, the rate in the establishment one, like the old, like if you see the shop but it look like the branding look a bit a long lasting, it means it's established like long time ago, like been there for ages and ages shop, can offer you a surprisingly fair price with no fee. I mean, cause they got the brand, they got the a like the brand name, so unlike those in hotel and airbox bureaus the change. So what they get is loads of people storytelling like rumor about their shop, so they got loads of currency exchange, and they may get money from that rather than charge an actual person. So Hanoi Old Quarter Street, particularly Hang Bo and Hai Ba Trung Street, are the ones to come. I mean, I recommend it because they offer better deals. I don't know how they do that, but they actually do give you a little bit more for Vietnamese currency when you go exchange the currency with them. They may be actually trading currency or something like that, so that's the reason why, I guess, I'm not really sure. So in Ho Chi Minh City, how about Ho Chi Minh City? So Ho Chi Minh City, I recommend Nguyễn An Ninh Street. It's near Bến Thành Market. You know, the market in like massively central in Vietnam got a massive lock, and got the roundabout, the massive roundabout is called Bến Thành Market, and the Nguyễn An Ninh Street, like next to it, next to Bến Thành Market, got a massive ATM or jewelry shop like across the street. Pretty good deal for you in there, because most of foreigners stay in hotel nearby, and then instead of exchanging the hotel, they come to Nguyễn An Ninh Street and make sure that they got a better deal. I don't know why, but that kind of rumor keep rumoring around. And if you can't find it, so there are loads of ATM to withdraw from any Vietnam major city. Of course, if you visit Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, there won't be a problem with you. But if you go to smaller towns when your trip begins, you need to really careful, because the smaller town mean different things. It won't be guaranteed though, because in a smaller city we don't have the facility to offer you a great deal, firstly. Secondly, it makes more sense to withdraw in the cities, like the big one, rather than coming all the way to the countryside, for example, Mai Châu, and try and find an ATM. It's just like you make your life a great deep hole that you dig yourself into for no reason at all. So why, like in a airport, you got loads of chances, or when you go to your hotel in big cities, so make times to withdraw the currency. So make sure that watch out for ATM, so you can do currency exchange. Changing from dollars to Vietnamese is easy, and probably practice a bit about how to use it in your own time in your room or hotel room, or ask your Vietnamese buddy, they will show you. It depends who you ask. Like I'll tell you a little bit, sharing you tips about how to spend it. So, so that kind of a story about how to withdraw the money. And if you thinking of spending more than a few days in Vietnam, well, I'm not encourage you to changing on your Vietnam on your currency like USD or GBP pound to Vietnamese dong, because it increase the risk of thief. You know why? Because one Vietnamese dong, as I mentioned, no one US USD dong equal to like 35,000 Vietnamese dong, and it means you have to carry a lot of cash. So instead of carry one USD, you carry 35 Vietnamese thousand dong. So the cash like that you actually carry is like triple. So the thief think that you rich, but actually it's no, it means nothing. But they may attack you. Someone say that the peace of mind that come from just withdrawing every couple of days from an ATM is worth the withdrawal fee charge. I know it's quite a pain to be charged when you're withdrawing in when you visit a different country. It's a pain, literally a pain, but it keeps you safe. And in Vietnam, safety is one of the things I most recommended, because you're a Westerner, you look different from Asian people, so you already a target. And if you carry a purse, I mean, if a purse look like huge stuff in it, so it will be a big risk for you. Even though the fee in charge may vary, the ATM park in the Park Parker Street, like the street for foreigner, like Phạm Ngũ Lão in District 1 in Saigon, they've been reportedly charged an extortion rate of 3% on top of your usual bank charge. So those are a no-no. Only when you like hang around Saigon for whole night and you like run out of your cash and you're desperate for them, otherwise it's a no-no. And a more reasonable fee may hold down to about 1 to 1.5% per transaction. But I'm pretty sure when you're having fun, you don't really care about those little percentage. I mean, it literally nothing. It just sounds in paper like a lot, blah blah. But when you got your USD and you use in Vietnam, you already rich. You don't need a lot, because Vietnamese offer a lot of, because it's an affordable destination as I mentioned, so you're not to worry about the charging. And then bank allow a maximum withdrawal between Vietnamese dong 4 million to 9 million with the note. You know the note to exchange that is 50,000 and 100,000 dong. So you have to carry a lot of cash for that. And I mean a handful of briefcase of cash. But although cash in your briefcase doesn't mean a lot, so not worth to withdraw it. I want to repeat again, as millions of dong can add up to a thick wall of cash. So it's a thick, it's really thick and heavy. And so be careful when you withdraw a large amount from an ATM. It's a very unsafe, because imagine you click I want to withdraw like 100 USD for example, and the ATM keep pushing out loads of Vietnamese cash, and you are not sure what one value is. Let me tell you, every value of that is really little, and by holding loads of them at the same time put you at risk. And cash rule in Vietnam is very different though than the other country. So in safer, credit card can be considering. It been accepted in so many restaurants, hotels, shops in Vietnamese big cities. we got Visa, MasterCard, JCB, American Express, the most common credit card holder in Vietnam, as well as in other countries. So if you're not sure about carrying cash, I mean, carrying cash in any country is considering a risk, but Vietnamese is higher risk because, I mean, the cash is, I mean, it just need a lot for a bunch of cash makes sense. So you might consider using bank card, credit card instead rather than using cash. You can use ATM to get cash in advance on your credit cards. Of course, in a pinch, you can visit the bank. Bank can be Vietcombank, Techcombank, ACB to get an advance over the counter. But because Vietnamese people tend to sit around, I mean, the street, the shop, so they're observing you, they look, and they understand what you're doing, and then you may be the target later. So make sure that you do it quick and you left no trace. Otherwise, I will mention again, you may be at risk, unsafe. And for any credit card transaction in Vietnam, just like in any other country, you might be charged an additional 3 to 4% per transaction because it's just a bank policy just to make sure, because they handle your risk, I mean your safety risk, so they charge you a little bit more for using their card services. Just makes sense. Otherwise, who's gonna open a bank for them? And can US dollar be used in Vietnam? Well, US dollar, of course, now is a half of Vietnamese country is a for foreigner tourist destination. Loads of shop in the shopping center accept US dollar. However, there's some like traditional shop, you know, there's some old lady working there and they don't really like different currency other than local currency, which is Vietnamese don't, and they may deny to sell any stuff for you because you don't have the right amount of currency. So for your purchasing satisfaction, you better off exchanging your money at bank or all the authorized currency exchange center before you go shopping, because when your shopping mood is on, you need to know that you got the right amount of currency that people want and you want it to be accepted, right? So make sure you're well prepared, so in any case you can be actively happy. Besides, of course, buying local currency get you always a better value than paying in another currency. Otherwise, what the point of exchanging for, right? So I recommend that you spend a day today using Vietnamese dongs while keeping your dollars around for emergency purposes only. You know, because if you use Vietnamese dong to Vietnamese people, it's already a friendly way to say, hey, I try to adapt to the culture, I try to show you how I like to use your currency, how I experience your culture, and here I am with your currency, so give me a better rate and give me a good deal when I purchase this and that. Yeah, it's a great fun in bargaining in Vietnamese dong as well. It's convenient for both sides. And how about the tip in Vietnam? Do you need to tip when you use the services? Well, not really, because Vietnamese is not Western society anyway. So, however, majority of hotel and restaurant Vietnam already like constantly, like instantly add a 5% service charge to your bill because they have been marked, like been labeled as an international hotel restaurant or something. So it's already in your bill, so you can decide that you don't want tip them in those places, or you can depend on your generosity. And elsewhere, like small tips are always good thing, because Vietnamese people are not really rich. They depend on the tips, like some of the bar, pub, waiter, waitress, driver, or hotel helper, tour guide, something like that. It's just the same like everywhere. So when you think that a people in need, tipping is never been recommended more. That's just the way you tipping them is more important than how much you're tipping them. So there's some guideline for calculating tips. It's not a must in Vietnam, but I don't know, it depends on your habit of tipping people. When you're in luxury place like restaurant and bar, so many restaurants in Vietnam don't require tipping, because a 10% service charge is already tucked in your bill. I don't know, it's the restaurant policy, it's their way of doing business, stuff like that. Even though in America it's completely different, even just the waiter handling your luggage up to your room, you need to tip them, otherwise they won't be happy to continue the service with you. Like it's a tradition, but in Vietnam it's not so. Be relaxed. So America probably £5, 5 USD will be great appreciated. Same to Vietnamese hotel services. And I prefer you tip in USD currency rather than Vietnamese dong, because a Vietnamese dong probably doesn't mean a lot to them. Taxi. How about taxi? Taxi isn't necessary, because not all the taxi in Vietnam are run properly. They may already got hidden costs in your trip, like driving you around, because you not really know the place. But a tip are necessary, but a small gratitude will be greatly appreciated. They probably smile with you, show you this road, that road, good for what, and when you should go down this road, and what should you eat, something like that. You can discuss with your taxi driver. They happy to help, as long as you speak English and they understand you, and you guys can communicate together, no problem. So that's the thing, that's the secret that not everybody know, but it's a golden rule to shop in Vietnam. It's a bargain. You need to bargain. If you don't know how to bargain, you can starve and dry. And the tipsy, you can bargain as hard as you can. The hardest that you can to bargain, I'm pretty sure you may get to the end of the deal, because the fixed prices at most tourist shops aren't really fixed at all. It's not a fixed price, even though it's been listed as a fixed price. It's a price, but it's the truth. It's more or less like about 300% higher than the last price you can pay if you dig long enough. But I don't think anybody can have a ticket fees to really bargaining. When you come from the culture, it's not really about bargaining at all. And in Vietnam, bargaining is like fun, like challenging stuff, like a discussion. And bargaining is an exacting discipline, and quite exasperating for the novice traveler who not used to the going back and forth. So it's just a fun thing, and if you don't enjoy the fun, you can be missed out. And the thing that you miss out, it costs you a little bit, but I encourage you to join the fund, so you got the experience, you got the fun, and you got a little bit discount for yourself. So why not join the bargaining fund? It's like a traditional in Vietnam, and I call it bargaining fund because whether you make it or not, you still got a discount anyway. So why not join it? And the Vietnamese seller aren't exactly the most cheerful bargainer, even though the rule is encourage the buyer to bargain, but they're not a really cheerful bargainer, the seller. In area with high tourist traffic, the seller sometimes refuse any attempt at bargaining down. You know they can't do that whole day. You know they don't have time to to talk to you, and then each of you try to bargaining them down and make them losing face. In Asia, losing face is quite a big term because it destroys your reputation. Because they know that there's will always another tourist willing to pay the price that they quote. Because they're in the right place. I mean, location is really important. I mean, they are already in the best location, so why they don't get the best deal like the richest people? They've been surrounded by loads of tourist people who they quote as naive. So if not you, someone else will buy it, so they don't waste their time on you anyway. But if all the seller they may, so consider that location. So in Ho Chi Minh City, seller at Bến Thành Market, once again Bến Thành Market, the one with the lock on it, is the high tourist traffic. I mean the highest because it's in District 1 and it attracts loads of people, foreigner. They will go to hog while their counterparts at Russian Market. Where Russian Market is a bit further, it's not in District 1 but a bit further down the District 1, low to middling tourist traffic. Because the Bến Thành Market in District 1, they got the best location, so they will ask for any price they want from you and they think that you can afford it. And Russian Market, once again, why Russian Market? I don't know where the name get it from, but Russian Market is somewhere down the road, so they can't do that bargaining house, so you may find a better price in there. So if you are a tourist, you have to pay a tourist price. It's a bit of some dissatisfaction in you, but Vietnamese people don't really care. I don't know why, but we surely don't. And the only effective way of avoiding the foreigner prices is to get a Vietnamese friend to haggle on your behalf. Do you know why? Because Vietnamese people dealing with Vietnamese people day in day out basic, so they really know when someone telling you the right price or not. Like when you got the feeling this is not the right price and you don't know how to say it in Vietnam because you are foreigner, you first time come here and you don't want to being unfriendly to some stranger that's trying to sell you something on the street, so make your friend do it for you. That's what friend for. So the most surprising thing was that there's some rumor that you can get a good rate at Hanoi airport. You know Hanoi is the capital city, and I don't know why you can get a good price at Hanoi airport. It's quite a unique experience. Some of people tell that this was only after being refused at the first kiosk. I mean, buying at the airport is I'm not really a type of person buy at the airport, but buying at the airport can be a good way to reduce the risk of interacting to so many people that you don't want to. I mean, all the seller may be rude to you, but in the airport they got a security, they got camera, you got the receipt, so maybe a good choice for you. Da Nang airport was not as good Da Nang is one of the most wonderful city with the dragon spirit. So if you want to visit Da Nang airport, may charge you a few dollars more, but it's quite been recommended. And in Saigon airport, one of the best because they don't charge you any, and note exchange is available as well. So once again, on arrival, make your way to the currency exchange room and then make yourself a little exchanging stuff that will make your traveling journey a little bit more happy along the way, because changing money in the bank once again can get you a good rate, but it takes longer and the staff is not as you expected. They may not as productive, they may not really attentive to you, and they may like behave like this is the first time they look at the 20-pound note or 20 US dollar, something like that, and they not act like as fast as possible as you want to. So do yourself a favor, go to the airport, deal with the person who deal with the currency on day in day out basic, and they will make your faster services. And then one again, if you visit Sapa, there are only one bank in there. Sapa is one of the most destination in Vietnam as well. It's up to the mountain and it's got a very cold weather, so most of tourists try to visit Sapa when they're in there because the weather is amazing. They got everything in there for relaxation. However, only one bank, I tell you once again, only one bank, and they would not exchange for you at all. Even though you try to make the conversation as long and meet 3 staff or meet manager, something, but they won't exchange the money for you for some reason. That the story my friend told me. And then you have to end up going down some small shop and they may do you a favor and exchange it for you, but not much, because you know Sapa is up to the mountain. They don't have the facility. They receive your currency and then what? How can they spend it? I mean, they are still Vietnamese people, so if they want to spend it, they need to change back. And how they change back? They need to go back to the big city, and then it costs money, you know, to travel. So in conclusion, the advice is to take steering rate rather than dollars, and avoiding double exchange rate hit is good. But be prepared to put in some effort to get your steering exchange. I mean, I don't know how whenever you go on holiday or something, but I am a kind of people always be prepared, because I know that I will want to make a good memory in the country, so I want to avoid all the bad things. I want to avoid all the hassle, so always ask for tips, and money tips is one of the biggest one. So exchange in the bank, trusted shop, and take enough cash, I mean Vietnamese cash, to cover for your trip only. It's not like you bring home your dollars and try to exchange in Vietnam and carry it as a home, because it's gonna be like triple, even triple, and no one want to carry that much money with them for whole day long. So I'm pretty sure that you got all the idea I'm trying to talking to you right now. So behind me you can see there are loads of a color for the currency. So the yellow one is the smallest currency amount, 10,000 dong, and 3 of them will make $1. So you know that how much you need to carry right now. So instead of carry one note to one USD, you need to carry 3 Vietnamese cash note. I know that carrying cash will not be a choice for anyone, but carrying cash in Vietnam can bring many advantages. You can buy straight away anything you want, because there's some places that don't have card or credit card to support you, or they don't even let you use the credit card or debit card on their shop, because they don't want to pay for the visa or something like that. So the best advice is take out enough cash and use your cash to having fun, and when you run out of cash, take another load and make sure you be safe. That's it for today. I hope you have a great tour in Vietnam. I will do another video about the budget for your holiday per day. Well, it depends on what type of traveler you are. If you aim for luxury, if you aim for budget one, or if you aim for just going out with friends for a few days, it's completely different. But mostly people spend up to $25 a day. Well, maybe more than that, because probably £1 per day in Vietnam on food and hotel. Well, I'm not pretty sure how you do it, but it's easy. That. I mean, it's the average spending. I mean, average. And middle budget spender can enjoy good restaurant food, high cap, and stay comfortably in a good hotel for about $35 to $65 a day. So you can see the difference between mid-budget and budget one is not a lot. So just save up a bit and go Vietnam and enjoy as a king or queen. I don't know, but if you still think that is a lot and want to keep your costs down for some reason, street food for every meal is a great choice. I mean, a great choice, because street food in Vietnam is amazing. The food taste, the quality, the atmosphere, everything is surprisingly affordable. It's not just good money sense, it's an experience you shouldn't miss when in Vietnam. You know, if you got a Vietnamese buddy, you will understand what I'm talking about. Street food in Hanoi. Hanoi is our capital once again. It's quite exquisite. Even the president of the United States, you know, last year, as I remember, Barack Obama, the president of the America, come to Vietnam and eat in the Hanoi street food. They sit on the little chair and little table and Vietnamese noodles, khom bún cha. So if you want to experience like a president in Vietnam, yeah, why not try street food at surprisingly low cost? I mean, surprisingly, it's not low quality, I mean, just low cost. Take only what you think you will need in cash and perhaps purchase a traveler wallet. Theft have a bell loop. I know I never have one, but it can be recommended, so it cannot be grabbed. You know, because Vietnamese, I'm pretty sure you want to try to travel on motorbike, and with motorbike, I mean, hold your body is completely on the street, nothing cover you, So your purse will be grabbed in a second like this. So that is good tips. Traveler checks are more worthless in here. The rest, as Order says, if you run out fund, you run out cash, your ATM, whatever you do not advertise your money with a fancy bag, because safety is the most thing that everyone concerns. And when you go to different country, you don't want to show that, oh, I'm rich, smell me, sense me, touch me, and then that won't be a good way of spending your holiday, does it? Vietnam now become the very popular destination, so domestic air travel has become significantly cheaper, especially if you use Vietjet Air. You know, Vietjet Air, even though there are so many complaints about them, about not being on time, delaying so much, blah blah blah, but it's the Vietnamese only budget airline. I mean the only they're competing with the full service airline like Vietnam Airlines. Yeah, it's like Ryanair. It's like Ryanair competing with British Airways, just to be exact. It's like Ryanair, but most of young travelers chose that to travel around Vietnam, or the express train service. The train service in Vietnam, the rail route is quite good. I mean, I recommended that. That's one of the two best convenient way to travel up and down like North and South Vietnam, because Vietnam is a long country distance. It's like the S letter, S for super, sugar. That's it. So if you want to travel, you can choose plane or train. Don't mistake one beer for another. Once again, as it got multiple zeros, is it confusing? And when you read any bill, you need to make sure that you read the right amount zero. So typical is 3, 6 and 8 0. 3, 6 and 9 0. And make sure that you give the right amount of note. And consider that a mistake kingdom, I mean, you can mistake between of the colors look alike, or you mistake of counting 1 0 will make you a huge difference. Even sometimes you bargain and then you got the price, but then you give them a wrong note, and then whole your journey that discussing with them gone because you mistake 1 0. And next one about the material of the note, polymer. It's considered as a long-lasting one. It's not paper, and it's a plastic note. And you know, plastic, it's not a trustworthy. It stick together. It stick together, you know, like, I don't know, like a little bit water, like rainy day or something. Two notes can stick together and you hardly identify if you're in a rush. So it put you in another risk. That way you will overpay for your good. So I mean, instead of give them 1 note, you give them 2 notes or even 3 notes. Because polymer is quite like very light. You literally not feeling any. But when it stick together, you can't identify if you're in the rush. Flick or peel your note carefully when paying for a purchase. It is really recommended. Otherwise, you'll be so sorry when you come back to your hotel. So that's also the reason why I tell you don't carry loads of cash, because you need to know how much like how many pink, how many yellow, how many blue notes you got on your purse, and you can identify any risk, avoiding paying in high denomination bill. I mean, it's a big work. I mean, just probably like ridiculous bill. So make sure you carry smaller bill when doing shopping, because some shop won't accept your big bill like 500,000 dong for 10,000 dong is they won't give you a change because it's ridiculous. And lastly, black market happen anywhere in the world because it's like illegal somehow, maybe. So if you are good people, you won't go there anyway. But there's some cases that you're desperate and you use black market, and no one can guarantee with you the exchange rate in there. It can be varied, and it can be a scam as well. I mean, the money can be fake. Have you ever considered that before you come into black market? I mean, if you are not a good people, you may know how to identify a scam, blah blah. But if you are good people, just do yourself a favor. Don't go to them places because it's not really healthy place, especially in Asia, totally different culture with you. Next one, when you're visiting a pagoda church, yeah, or any spiritual site, it's better you leave small donation before you leave. It's just like when you go to a Paris and you see a massive lake, you're gonna put a few coins and wishing that you wanna have a good health, good fortune, anything that you ever wanted in life will come true. So in Vietnam, the spirit is really high. So I recommended you, when you got a chance to visit any pagoda church or any spiritual site, make sure this is for yourself. Make sure you leave a little bit donation and take your time to pray with all your heart and soul for your own wishes, and it may come true. I'm pretty sure, from the spiritual community. So that's it. That's all I want to talk about Vietnam currency exchange. So to sum up, you need to be careful in before, during, and after you actually exchange the money, which I already covered in my video. You can repeat to actually observe all the things that I mentioned. Please comment on the thing that you still concerned or not sure about. I will answer it for you free of charge. And then please subscribe, and I can't wait to see you on my next video. Let me know what you want me to talk about on my next video. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now. See you guys all. Bye bye.